All right, so in early February, I started obsessing over running a full lap around my home track in under 60 seconds, making sure 100% I don't step on the white line to the left lane one. And I'm pretty sure the rules were I also had to make sure my feet don't touch the finish line when I cross it, or don't touch the start, like the start line when I'm starting, and I have to be completely behind it, and then I have to take a full step past it. I just did that just to be safe. I'm sure that's how it was in early February, but I don't know how much I really cared about that or not. But just to be safe, I really made sure yesterday. Now I ran 3 laps, but honestly, the first two, I mean, they're good and all, but the third one's the best. Like making sure everything was correct, the Theron way wise. So I'm only going to talk about the third one. I will say the first one I ran, um, my friend was behind me on a bike, and I was so like I started. I'm sure I was behind the start line just out of habit. I usually am, but I like started, and I don't know. I feel like I wasn't paying enough attention to really make sure. So we did it a second time, and that time I made sure I was on the start. I was behind the start line, and then at the finish I made sure to jump over the line, and I was cooking. I ran like a 57. You could probably, it's on this. I forgot I posted it on this channel. I didn't know if I posted on the other one or not, but I just remembered it's on this channel. Um, I ran like, you can watch the video. Okay, I don't want to explain it too much, but if you want to see, you can watch the video. It has the second video and the third video, but the first video got deleted. I don't know how. I guess I accidentally deleted it off my GoPro. I explained that in that video as well. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I explain it. So if you want to, you can just watch that video. But anyways, back to the sub 60 lap. Let me just explain everything. So back in February, I've said this many times, and I've talked about this on this channel, but I'm just gonna re-explain everything. So back in February, I remember saying that I wanted to run a full lap around my home track in under 60 seconds while it's stepping on the white line to the left of lane one. And I don't feel like I was as crazy about if I had to like jump over the finish line and make sure my feet don't touch it at all during the whole run. But I'd made sure that everything was right just to be safe. You can see it in the other video. And I wore my orange Hokas just to really be safe. Now I remember it does not matter what I'm wearing, and all I had on was my t-shirt, my shorts, my underwear, and my socks and my orange Hokas. That was it, and then just my body. That's it. That's all I had. So I had obviously like no advantage or anything, and I just went out there and I did it. So and the third one, I literally put my phone by the start line just to really like have a video and everything. So, and I remember I said I had to write it down. Well, let me explain something. So when I went to post the video, um, it posted. I think on here, I was up to like 1 waiting for it to post. I couldn't sleep. I was like, I want it to post so bad. So the video I made on the video editing app called Splice that I had to download because TikTok wouldn't work. I tried to like log into a new account because I got locked out of my old one, which I got into the account, but it was really glitchy when I was editing the video. Like it would not let me edit it. But by editing, I mean like putting in the timer, and like I had to like when I stopped the timer. So what I did was I screen recorded the timer on my phone's clock, and then I would use that and do like an overlay and put the timer in there. And then when I stopped the timer, I would, you know how you can like when you're editing videos on the overlay, you can drag the other video to make it however long you want. I would drag it a little after I took a step past the finish line, and then I know for sure I did it on the third one. The second one, I'm pretty sure it actually stopped right as I took a step past the finish line. But just in case, on the third one, I started it way before I even started running, and I ended it, well after I took a step past the finish line. If you watch it in slow motion, you can really see. It might be a little harder to tell in fast motion, but you can still pretty much tell. I stopped it way after I took a step, and I stopped. So I stopped it. By stopping it, I just dragged it to 59:36, which was way after I took a step past the finish line, and then I screenshotted the 59:36 on the timer and did another overlay and put that picture of the 59:36 over the timer itself, if that makes sense. And that's, gave the illusion that the timer stopped, which technically it would have stopped at that if I would have stopped it. But that's just how I kind of edit the timer in there. It's kind of a hassle. I wish it could be a little easier, but that's the only way I know how to do it. I tried looking up videos, and that's the only way I found out. So that's what I do, and then also the voiceover, of course. So I had to use Splice to do all that video editing app. Anyways, so I want to talk about, um, after I did it, I waited till like 1 a.m. for the videos to upload. It took forever. And I was thinking, like, I still got to write about it, the video. So I woke up really late this morning and I didn't have the chance to write it down. I was like, oh crap, okay. So this is going to sound weird. So I went to school and I started thinking on the way to school, I'm like, was I supposed to write it? Like, and this is OCD because I did everything right. And I remember when I did, remember the sub 60 lap from Four Angles? It's not on this channel, but it's on it's on Theron Roland, my other channel. That, I remember when I did that, the only problem was, you couldn't tell 100% that I wasn't stepping on the line because the video got fuzzy once I got far away on the first 100 meters, and it was just kind of hard to tell 100%, even though it was really close. So, which I guarantee you, I was like at least a foot or two away from the line the whole time. But technically, according to video evidence, I couldn't tell 100%. So the problem was I didn't remember. I'm pretty much 100% sure it wasn't a rule that I had to write it down the same day I did it. I'm pretty sure that was just like, I remember it in my brain if I didn't have video evidence, but I do have video evidence. That's the thing. So as long as I just review the video and make sure and then write it down, which is what I did. But I don't think that was even a thing. Like, I think if I do it and I know I did it legitly, I can write it down a week later, a month later. I don't think that matters. I think I just have to get it done sometime, which I already wrote it down. And I'll show you what I wrote down in a second. But I was looking back through old writings, and the oldest one. Now, to be fair, I might have deleted some of them off my camera roll. I can't tell because I needed space because I ran out of space really fast. So there's a chance I might have actually deleted. I'm sure I didn't delete anything, but the point is, I at least found writings from February. Like, it was February 23rd, 2023, I remember. And it was, I'll show this on screen in a second. But it was, I had a picture of it. And I screenshotted the picture. I screenshotted the part where it says, all I had to do was run a full lap around my home track and 100% make sure that I didn't step on the white line to the left of lane 1. And if I do that, then I'll never worry about anything again and all that. And basically I remember saying at the beginning of February, if I get this sub 60 lap, so if I run a full lap around my home track in under 60 seconds, I will never worry about anything ever again. I don't care if, I mean? Like, I don't know. I just feel like no matter what happens in my life, like, I just won't let it bother me. Nothing. Even if it's like something crazy, like I need to run, a mile in under 5 minutes for $1 million. And I have infinite chances to do it. I'm not going to make myself feel tired to get back into shape just to do it if I do get out of shape, which I'll be in like cross country shape because I'm going to do more cross country stuff. But like, I know this is going to sound crazy, but like, say I get really injured and the doctor says, oh, you can't run anymore. That would bother me a lot more if I didn't get the sub 60. But now it's almost like I wouldn't even care. I could just move on to something else. I love running, but it's like drinking a soda. Tastes good. Like, I like it, but I don't need it. It is pretty convenient though. I do like it. But my point is, I'm never worrying about anything ever again because I said this was it. Now, I do want to explain that I remember at the very beginning when I started this, I'm sure, it was okay if I confirmed 100% according to video evidence that I didn't step in the line, because in early February, it was fine when I tried to record it from 4 different angles, and that was fine, and I thought that was just as good as. And I remember when I did the sub 60 lap, I recorded it on my phone to confirm the time, but I also put a GoPro after I did it the first time. I was like, oh, well, I was so in the heat of the moment. I'm sure I didn't step on the line. I was probably in lane 2 most of it, but I can't tell 100%. So I basically what I did was I put a GoPro over at the little where the bricks are at by my track, and then I had my friend record me, my friend James, and he's helped me out a lot. And that I remember back when I did that, I thought if I would have went sub 60 there, that would have cut it. I would have been done with this 100%. And if I would have been able to tell I didn't step on the line, even if it was according to the GoPro footage. So I'm actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, I'm 100% sure I'm allowed to use video evidence to do this and it would be legit. So, yeah, so I don't think that was ever a rule. And technically, nothing's ever 100%. You cannot confirm, even if I run the full lap in lane 8 and know in my brain I did it in lane 8. That's what if I'm seeing things? What if I'm really on the turf and like I'm for some reason there's something wrong with my brain and it's telling me I'm in lane 8 when really I'm not? Or what if it's like, everything's all a dream? Or what if I'm in a simulation I technically didn't actually do it? you never know 100%. So I think there's nothing wrong with just getting a video and, saying I know 100% because that's the closest I'll ever get, to be honest with you. I mean, I guess I could try to remember it in my brain, but I'd rather just have a video. I think a video cuts it 100%. And I already wrote down that I was done with this crap. And so I'm officially like 100% done now. There's no flaws. There's no questioning. I literally have video evidence of me going sub 60 and a full lap around my track, and I did everything right. And the three main rules were just the four were start behind the start line. And I just wanted to run a full lap without my foot touching the start/finish line or the white line to the left lane one. None of that happened. And I wanted to do it in under 60 seconds, obviously. And then, of course, I don't have to do this, but I preferred to wear my orange Hokas just because it's what I wore when I first started this obsession. And then I remember saying, like, it was technically okay if I had pacers because I would still do it, but I didn't really want to have pacers. I kind of got like an feeling about it. I kind of wanted to do it without pacers. But my dad was behind me. So that's not a pacer. So that would have been okay. I would have been more than happy with that. I just didn't know how I'd get that to work out, or at the time I didn't have a GoPro. I don't know. It was before I had my GoPro, so I was like, and I didn't really think I could just, I was like, how am I going to get a GoPro? Probably, or no, actually, I already had my GoPro, but it was, like it did not work at all. I could not fix it. And finally I was, had the patience to go down there and really mess with it. And then I eventually brought it to my mom, and she actually found out the problem. Well, at first she wasn't able to either. So then I just kind of left it. And then I was like, you know what? No, I have to get this done. So I went back down there and I really, really, really tried to fix it. And I don't remember exactly how it went. All I know is my mom ended up fixing it for me. And yeah, so I just want to say 100% that even though I wrote down about the sub 60 the next day, it still counts. I'm still done worrying about it forever, and nothing can change that no matter what. I'm completely free. I have complete freedom. I'm done. I made it. I made it permanently. Nothing will be able to change that ever. Ever, ever, ever. I made it. I did it. I can't do anything any better than what I did that day. That counts. I confirmed everything. And I don't even care if I go back to the video one day and it like glitches and it makes it look like I was stepping on the line. Because you can literally watch the video. And on the two laps, I was not even close to stepping on the line. And then in the third video, you can see that not only did I run a full lap, 100%, not even close to the line. Some of it I was in lane 2. A lot of it I was like on the edge of lane 1, like right on the edge of lane 1, mainly. But I did not get anywhere close to that line, like the white line to the left of lane 1. And I smashed 60. My watch hit under 60. I just did everything right. And I'll show you the papers in a second. So I'm 100% done with this forever, for good. And I mean, like, I'm not saying I'll never run at the track again, but I don't really want to be honest with you. I want to stick to distance. So after this track season, I'd have no reason to go back to that track, and I'd never have to worry about this crap again. I got this off my shoulders. I got it done. I finally confirmed it and did it all, and I can just relax forever. Nothing can change that. Because I feel like there's just been so many times where I did it and I was like, oh, it's, I know 100% I didn't step on the line, but like, do I? Or, even though I ran the whole thing in lane 2 3 times one day, and the third time I had GoPro footage, I just feel like the video is kind of like reassurance, right? It's like, I don't know. It's nice knowing I have a video that I can look back on. So I guess if something were to happen to the video, it might bother me a little bit because I like that reassurance, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, technically there's nothing I can do about that, and I don't want to have to keep going out there and doing it. So this is a one and like, I did it. I'm done. If something happens to the video, something happens to the video because I already wrote it down. I confirmed I did it, and if and it doesn't matter if those papers get ripped up and burned and all my videos get deleted, all tracings of me get deleted, because I remember in my brain I did it. And if I don't remember in my brain I did it and everything gets deleted, then that would mean that I'd have to keep going out there and doing it again and again and again. And also I want to add that my like OCD or whatever was telling me if I did this and I do it the right way, like I did today, because I'm already done, I already made it. It was telling me that it would just magically, I'd be able to just let go of everything and just not care, and nothing would go wrong, I guess. I don't know. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. So I'm going to put the pictures of the papers I wrote today at the end. This morning I wrote one, but I was in a hurry. So I went to my school, and my OCD was telling me not to write it at school and wait till I get home. But then it let me make a deal that if I went to Google typed in coin flip, you know, the little thing that pops up. I typed it on my Chromebook, on my school computer, my school's the Chromebook, my school Chromebook, and I typed in coin flip, and it automatically flips on its own the first time, or for me it did. So I just let it flip, and I said that one counts. My OCD said that one counts, and I said if it has to land on heads within the first 2 tries, and if it lands on heads within the first 2 tries, um, then I can write it down at school, because it was kind of like I didn't want to have to cram it up in my brain and remember what I had to write down. But I did end up landing on heads the second time. First time I landed on tails and I was scared. Second time, landed on heads. Landed on heads, that voice crack. So I'll show you the picture of that. I'll show you the picture of the sub 60 like writing. The first one from this morning. No, I'll show you, how about this? I'll show you them in order. So I'll show you the sub 60 writing. I'll show you the from this morning, like confirming I did it and writing about it. And my brother's literally banging on my door like, "Hey, come on! There, come on!" He was mad. I don't blame him either. It was late. I woke up at like 8:02 this morning. Anyways, I'll show you the sub 60 writing that I just kind of slapped down this morning. And I'll show you it. I'll show you the coin flip on the second try where I landed on heads. And then I'll show you the writing that I confirmed about how I did the sub 60. And I don't know, I was making like mini deals with myself in like school, and then I don't know why, but I said once I go to my 7th hour and like sit down and make sure my water bottle and my pencil's in the side of my backpack, as long as I do that, then it's confirmed and I'm 100% done and everything's, you know, good or whatever. And I can for finally, like, no matter what I do, I'll always have the benefits of the sub 60, of doing the sub 60, and there's nothing I can do to change that. I could do literally, I mean literally anything. You could name it and I could do it and I'd still have the benefits of the sub 60. So I don't know. I know I sound crazy, but I'm making this to make me feel better, and it'll be out there. And I just wanted to make this video. I don't know. I feel like I'm missing a lot of things I wanted to say, but that should do. I think this is good enough. So I'm officially hanging this up. I'm done with it. I'm sure you probably won't see any more videos of me trying to go for a sub 60 lap around the track. Now, I might get some more GoPro videos of me running. Like, I might do one in my neighborhood or something. The problem is, like, I don't feel like having to blur out everyone's address, because the little loop I run, there's a bunch of mailboxes and stuff, and, like, I'd have to blur it out. Or I'd have to, like, crop it to where it's, like, it would just be hard to get a video like that. And it would just take a lot of time and effort. But I might try it. And, you know, I might get some more of me running at the track. I mean, I'm not saying I'm never going back there again, but it'll probably be stuff like a mile or a 5K or just something fun. But at the end of the day, it's kind of difficult to get those. And honestly, I'd rather just, if I'm going to run in my subdivision with my GoPro, I'd rather just do it on my head. But I don't know. Point is, I'm officially done with this forever. There's no pressure. I did it. I'm done. Most important thing I've ever done in my life. And that's it. So I'm done with this.